sit in and get with you, baby, tonight. I don't wanna love, I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna have to tell you all the things I know. I don't wanna stay, but I don't wanna go. I don't wanna be the lover in your arms. I don't wanna be the one to keep you from home. I don't wanna be the crooked person in your heart. I don't wanna start, but I don't wanna start. Part-time lover, how we suffer now. I don't wanna waste no more of your precious time. I don't wanna say that everything will be fine. I don't wanna feel your tears on my skin. I'm a coward, baby, don't let me in. Part-time lover, how we suffer now. So I don't wanna sit in and get with you, baby, tonight. I don't wanna love, I don't wanna fight. I don't wanna have to tell you all the things I know. I don't wanna stay, but I don't wanna go. I am a poor wayfaring stranger, traveling through this world of war. There is no sickness, toil nor danger in that bright land to which I go. I'm going there to see my mother. I'm going there, no more to roam. I'm just going over Jordan. I'm just going us all.
Good day, this is Thumbs United. We're going back and working on the New York project. We're going to be animating everything and getting kind of the titles and everything into place, and then everything in purple here and green we have to animate. The things in the light blue, those are the videos. There's not a lot of videos in this one. This is the Empire State Building. This is actually Statue of Liberty, but over here, this is all the stuff we have to animate being on top of the Empire State Building. And I'm gonna check real fast. I think we're over halfway done animating for this first 4K. So we have 7 things. So we're after we finish this one, we'll be we'll be halfway through. So we gotta get the titles ready, and here we go. Get back to work. So we get rid of the Patreon one, and then so that's the beginning credit sequence. And then there's a way to organize this where I only have to do one change for the end one. I never remember what it is. Oh, this is it. Okay, so now we're going to delete the gaps. And then move this to the beginning. What do you have to do? I've been editing since 11, just for the Create project. It's not that difficult to do, but it was a lot. It's about there were 24. 24 plus 7 is 31. There were 31 episodes I had to edit. And it's just, I take the streams, these creative streams, and then I cut out the intro, and then if you can see the overlay, and you have to see the overlay. And then what I do is I crop out the overlay, so it's just Blender or Lightroom, whatever I'm using, in full screen. So I only have to spend like a minute or 2 minutes per episode. But it takes so long. It's like work you really have to concentrate on, or else it will get the better of it. You can't make mistakes. So I divided it into 4 groups of, and this is the Create project, batches of 4. And so, and the last batch is a batch of 7 photographs. And I gave the batch of 7 to this new Linux box I built. It's a 3-core processor, so it's low end, and then it also has what is the word? My English is not good today. What's terrible is English is the only language I speak, so I have no excuse. It's 3 cores with 2 gigabytes of RAM, so it's really a low-end computer. It is running a 64-bit operating system. I mean, you have to have at least 2 gigs to run a 64-bit operating system and have it usable. So I expected it to be rendering kind of slowly, which is why I gave it a batch of only 7, and each episode is about hour and 40, 2 hours long. So I want it to be done by Friday, because that's when the new RAM that I ordered comes in, which I'm not happy about. I ordered it on Amazon, and the seller, advertised 2-day shipping. And so it is 2-day shipping, but they haven't shipped it yet. I ordered it last Friday, so it's already been a week, and they still haven't shipped it. So it's like, it makes me think they don't even have it. I think they bought it from somewhere else, and now they have to wait for it to get to them. But so I kind of expected, to have the 4 gigs, last Tuesday, and I didn't. So I used a questionable memory RAM stick. It's it only works like maybe 70% of the time, but I got it to work this time, so that's good. I'm gonna delete this because it's too similar to the other image, which, like, now is the time before I edit after an image to delete it. And we were on the water when I took this photo, and I'm gonna do a different zoom. I'm gonna go from this dot. So these photographs are taken on the ferry. The ferry is free, and you just take the ferry and you can see it. It's a little bit far away, but as you can see, I got it pretty clearly. I was taking pictures with a lens that was 28 millimeters to 128. Again, this is too similar, so we're gonna delete it. And we're moving pretty fast. I am getting a little bit faster at animating. I was pretty fast before, and now I just feel so much more efficient. And I can do it in kind of not lose focus, but like I'm getting better at talking and doing it. So I was talking about the Create project and rendering those. I was like, so I split it up into 12 batches, 12 episodes, and batches, and each episode is about an hour and a half to 2 hours. So that's like a lot to render. And I was like, you know what? I really want my Windows machine. I want it to stay in Windows. I have a dual boot system where I can put it in Linux, but because I stream so much more and I'm using Windows more now, I kind of want to keep just keep Windows running. And so I was like, when I was like 20 or 21, I wrote a program that renders in Blender. It does a batch render. So it's like media encoder, where you drop your file or your folder, and then it will go through, like if you drop a folder, it will go through, find all the Blender files, and then render them. And so hopefully it still works. I got it. I built it back with Windows 7, but I ran it kind of quickly, and it started up and looks good. I put my what is it? Where I put the Blender folder in, and it found all the Blender files. So I'm hoping it works, because that would be great. Then I can batch render all the stuff I was editing on my Windows computer, which is the fastest computer I have. It's 16 gigs of RAM, and it's an 8-core AMD processor. So we're about 8 minutes in. And we're going to get rid of that one. So this is a longer episode. This is 30 minutes. And my plan, I'm either going to do animate 2 episodes or do 3 episodes for the stream. I am going to come back and tonight and do another creative stream. And that's because we have to get moving along. I've said it before, but the New York project is so huge that I would not be surprised if I'm still editing by the end of October. And that's with doing all these creative streams, extra ones on the weekend, like 2 creative streams a day. Which is what I've been doing. I'm getting a little tired from the late night ones though. Like usually I have 1 cup of coffee in the morning, and then I switch to green tea. But I'm gonna go out to restaurants and stuff. Even though it's like 7 p.m., I get the green tea, which I think, like iced green tea, cold brew teas and coffees have more caffeine than coffees and teas that are brewed with hot water. So I'm pretty sure drinking like 2 or 3 iced teas is like the same as drinking another cup of coffee. And so just my tolerance for coffee has gone so high that in caffeine that like the past 3 days I've been drinking 2 cups of coffee. One in the morning, and then 1 at like 6 or 7 p.m. So I'm starting to still get tired from that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move up creative streams earlier. I'm gonna, like before I've been starting at like 12 or 11. I'm gonna really try to start at 10 and then finish by 12. And so far that's about editing 3 episodes of animation. And so most of the time it's like my goal is to stream 2 hours, and then so if I do 4 episodes, that's okay with me. But 3 episodes has kind of been the limit to what I can do in 3 hours. So we're about a third of the way through. And it's pretty easy doing this. Finding the focal points and everything. Just had to make sure it was correct. I had a dream that it was raining, but it was raining so hard that our roof was leaking, and which it leaks a little bit. But in the dream, it was essentially imagine a shower, but indoors, coming from the roof. And so in the dream, I'm just lying in my bed and I'm just ignore it, just ignore it. But all this water's coming through the roof, and it's just it's collecting like a pool, in my bed. I'm there's nothing you can do, just ignore it. So in the dream, I'm trying to go back to sleep, but I'm freezing, I'm soaked. And then I was oh, this is terrible, because I was all my equipment and camera stuff is ruined now, and I was there's nothing I can do. And so when I woke up, I was so happy. I was thank goodness that was a dream, because I was shook in the dream. But no, and so it was funny because it actually is raining, which is good. It just means I can focus on computer work more, and that's what I've been doing from 11 to really to 4, to 4. I've been just editing, and not stuff that's fun to edit, but it is or fun to stream. It's kind of boring work. So I did that offline, and I finally finished my pizza. Oh my goodness, that was the pizza that just kept on giving. I have to order gluten-free pizza, and so they only make gluten-free pizza in the small or personal size. You never have a size option, really. And so this pizza was small. It's a smaller 4 square. And I got it Thursday. And so I ate it for lunch Thursday. I ate it for dinner again Thursday. Friday I ate something else for lunch, but then I ate it for dinner. And then today I just had it for lunch. So I've been eating it for 4 meals, and I finally finished it. And I was wow, that pizza was worth its money. And I wasn't gonna eat it, but I'm not feeling quite right, and so I was I better eat so that I don't get extremely dizzy and pass out or something. So that's why I ate. before the stream. I don't know. Like, I just saw the doctor and I was doing well. But, I don't know. A lot of things, kind of health-wise, have been getting a lot better this past week. It's just this occasional dizziness. And like, I was getting sick, but it kind of stopped. So I think I'm like somewhere in limbo where my body's fighting it, but I don't have symptoms. But like, occasionally I get dizzy. I don't know. So we're at 18 minutes, which is pretty close to 2/3 being done. So this has been pretty fast for editing a 30-minute episode. I know it seems like I'm going really fast, but when you think about it, like how long it's taken to get to this point, like it was 6 or 7 hours of selecting the photos and another 4 hours of editing the colors to the ones that could be edited, and then it was like maybe 10 to 12 hours of sorting it, and then another 4 hours per episode aligning everything. So while it's like fast doing this part, like I do it in steps and air all the episodes in step, so it does seem to go by fast, but really, I've been editing this for the past 2 months. So it is kind of taking a while. So we're almost done. We have about 5 more minutes to animate, so it'll be pretty quick. So I don't know, the next project might be the last one. The next episode we're gonna edit. I'm exhausted, like I said before. So I want to do a minimum of two episodes. So if the next one is like, if it's 20 minutes and all animation, then we might do a third one. But if it's like another 30-minute episode, that will be the last. I only have 4 more photos to animate, so that would go pretty quickly. That one was too similar. Okay, last one. So now I'll open up the next one. I'm gonna take a short break in between. Oh, you know what? This next one doesn't count. There's no photos to animate, so we're just we just had to do the titles. But like I said, I'm gonna take a short break. I'll be right back. looks like that inexpensive Linux box. That was built just from spare parts. It crashed mid-render, which is okay. I kind of expected it to. And like I said, it's because the RAM stick that's in there it only works 70% of the time. Whoops. There we go, so that's the opening sequence. This is the closing. So this project is all video. It's just flying around. Flying around in airports. And it's a short episode. It's 12 minutes long. Oh, and the other thing I have rendering, I'm rendering it on my laptop because it was the only thing available to render other than this PC. But I'm doing a simulated slow-mo test with the Steadicam footage. So I'm hoping that the 4K, when it's the simulated slow motion is applied, that one looks good. But what really looks good is the 2.7K of footage that was taken at 60 frames per second. So when that's cut down to 30 frames and played back at half speed, that one looks really smooth. And then the one that motion-wise looked the best was the HD at 120 frames. But the image quality did look a little worse. I mean, it was still high, but it was like the 2K, the 2.7K looked fantastic. And so I'm applying the simulated slow-mo to the 4K at 30 frames per second. And then the 2.7K at 60 frames per second. So hopefully, I'm hoping that the 4K looks good, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to go with the 2.7K and simulated slow-mo. And I'm fine with that. I just have to make sure the effect looks good. And it was funny because I was about to rewrite this program for the simulated slow motion, but it turns out I already wrote it. Like, I wrote a version that didn't use multi-threading, and then I was like, oh, I have to write a version that does use multi-threading, because I have a program that does motion blur, which is the opposite of slow-mo, and it combines frames together, where the slow-mo creates frames in between each frame as a transition, and then that effect is that it makes it slower. They were written at the same time because they really work the same way in terms of adding frames or combining frames. Like 90% of the program is the same. It's just, how it processes the frames that's different. But I wrote it, the first time I wrote it, I didn't know about multi-threading, how to program it. But then I went through and I thought I only changed one to take advantage of multi-threading, but it turns out I did both, which was like a huge time saver. So this one isn't going to count as our second one. It's really short, and so that's why I'm not counting it. I mean, there's only 4 photos we have to animate. And this is in the Lear station. It's kind of a little bit, almost provocative. Whoa. Didn't turn on keyframes. I should say I didn't turn on the auto keyframes. I'm going to go up and then down. And last one. And again, this doesn't go to our 3 episode limit count. Okay. Now work on the next one. I think the next one is a big one. Nope. I'm just plowing through. Okay. There's no photos in here. So again, it doesn't count. Oh no, this does count. I just didn't add the animation layers. Thank goodness. I checked. So we're gonna go through and real fast. Add the animation layers. Okay, here we go. Just gonna do this as fast as possible. There's not like a lot of photos to edit, but it's a medium one. This counts as our second episode to animate. And this is the layer that we're going to be animating over. So almost done adding them. I'm so happy I double checked. If I didn't, it probably would have like gone to render, and I would be like, why did it spend so much time rendering? And there's nothing, animated. I mean, that's not true. I would have figured it out because we still have to go through and color grade. Turn on the keyframes, the auto keyframes. A lot of these are horizontal, so and I don't have a lot of wiggle room to animate. It's pretty much just up and down, and I can do a little bit of zooming at the top. Change it up a little bit. Go from the top and zoom in, and then go to the bottom and zoom out. We're only 3 minutes in, and this is kind of the average length, like 20-minute video. double check the animation. I was like going a little bit too fast. I didn't remember what I did. I was getting in the zone. My wrist is beginning to hurt. Been editing too much. We're halfway done now. Do. We got our Chipotle. this, I'm pretty much planning on taking a nap. I'm like really tired. So I don't know how I'm going to get through the late night stream. The late night stream will be sometime between 9 and 11. I'm going to try really hard to start at 9 or 10. But in case I don't make it, I'll definitely start either in the hour of 11 or at 11. Okay, this wasn't so bad. Unfortunately, I have to order a new hard drive. I'm gonna go through, maybe that's what I'll do in between the streams. I have to go through and start clearing everything out. That's old renders and test stuff. And then like consolidate other hard drives. And then I'm hoping I won't have to purchase another one. Once we get to the process of rendering for the near project, then I'm going to need another 3 terabyte drive. I'm hoping that the next 3 terabytes is all I need. But I wouldn't be surprised if I needed more. I'm gonna delete this image because it's too similar. So then we just have, once we complete the animations, we just have to do the color grading for this 4K group, and then we'll be done. And the color grading part is like the fastest part of working on the projects. Okay, this is done. This might be the last one. I'm going to open up the next one. And if it's a doozy, then we won't do it. Yeah, it's a doozy. So I'm going to end the stream here. I'm going to be streaming tonight, sometime between 9 and 11 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm going to try really hard to start at 10 p.m. But if I start later, I could, like sometime after 11. I can just know that I tried. Tomorrow is also, there's going to be a creative stream sometime between 2 and 4 p.m. And that's Eastern Time. And then again, there's going to be a late night creative stream sometime between 9 and 11 p.m. Eastern Time. So thanks for coming by. I'm going to stream again tonight. Hope to see everyone there. Bye-bye.